Hey folks, thanks for watching Average Doug Outdoors. Listen, it's all rainy and sloppy outside. So what do you do in cases like that? I mean, here it is summertime, you really can't get out and everything. You get your catfishing stuff ready. So I'm going to hook up my rod with some with a new leader in and everything, and I'm going to show you how I do it. And also I'm going to show you a trick on how to snell a knot. You know, a lot of people say it's complicated. It's really not that bad, but I'm going to show you how I snell a knot with a little trick that I've learned, and anybody can do it. It's real easy to do, and so hopefully it'll help you out in the process. So anyway, I'm going to attempt to show you this stuff, as shaky as I am and everything. Hopefully it'll help you out. Keep watching. Okay, here's what we need to tie our fishing or catfishing rigs. I've got let me put this in here so it won't roll around everywhere. Okay. I got a 2-ounce flat sinker. Of course, you can use 3-ounce, whatever you need to do. But I like the flat sinker because I do use egg sinkers a lot of times, but if you're in a lot of current, what will end up happening is that current will get hold of your line, and next thing you know, your egg sinker is rolling if you're on you know, a fairly hard bottom or whatever, where you don't have that whenever you have a flat sinker. It does, you know, it might slide a little bit, but it doesn't roll near as much. Then also I have a glass bead. Now these are the two things that I use on my line going to my fishing rod, and a barrel swivel. I always use a barrel swivel because anytime you land a good catfish and you're fighting it, that catfish is constantly rolling. It keeps from tangling up your line. All that, it keeps from tangling your line round and round if you're you know, fishing in strong current, whatever. So here I have my 20-pound line that is coming off of my fishing rod. Now the first thing I like to do is anytime I get hold of a lead sinker, a lot of times it has these old burrs in there. So I'll come through and simply kind of deburr them there a little bit with a pocket knife or whatever you have. Scrape them down, check them for burrs and all that. It's not really that big a deal, but you know, it's just a way to clean up a line pretty good. Now you always want to have the pointed side of your weight facing toward the fishing rod, or up toward the fishing rod, like so. So you want your fat end of the weight facing downward toward your hook. Next thing I do is I put on a bead right here, and the reason I use that bead is because I really don't want this heavy weight bouncing against my knot that I have tied, and that is because I don't want to end up, you know, damaging the knot in any way. That rubber or that bead right there will help as a shock absorber. Then there's several different ways. You can use cinch knot, polymer knots, all different type of knots to tie your swivels on. You know, it's no big deal. I go back with the old cinch knot that I've used for many years. And that is, you want to run it through your swivel. Now you want to turn your swivel to where you can see it twisting that line, and you want to do that about 6-7 times depending on what size line you have. I have a 20-pound here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now the tag end, using your hand holding it tight, you want to bring it through, right through that loop right there where your swivel is. And then you want to bring the tag end back through the big loop where your fingers are. Hold that tag end down and start to give it a little pull. And it will tighten up there. That's your basic cinch knot. Good strong knot. And of course there's other knots you could use. Then I cut off the tag end. So this is what I have. I have my 2-ounce sinker, a little shock absorber there for my knot, and that glass bead, and finally my barrel swivel. So I'll set that aside. Now, let me find my hooks here. I've got a gamakatsu hook. Now, I really like this because you have an offset right here with your eyelet. Also, if you look straight down at it, you have an offset with your hook compared to the shank of the hook right there. It's a little bit offset, and that makes for good hookup on a catfish. If you have one that's not really a hookup or does not have that offset, you can always get your pliers, hook on it, and just give it a little bend right there like that, and even get more of an offset if you choose to do that. But the reason I like gamakatsu is because these things are really, really strong hooks, and I like that little sharp barb right there that's turned in. Anytime a catfish bites it, he turns swim away from it, it just hooks him right in the jaw. Then I take me a little bit bigger line than what I normally fish with, which is 20-pound on my rod, and I'm using a 30-pound leader line. Now I'm going to pull off anywhere between 2 to 3 feet. And give it a little snip there. Put my tape on it so I don't have a mess here. Now on the line that I'm going to use to hook to my barrel swivel, it's going to be very simple. What it is, you want to take your line and turn it back. Get you a few inches of leader line there. And as you can see, I have a double line. Now then, I just take that and make a simple overhand knot. See there? But I do that 2 times instead of once. So I do a double overhand knot through my loop. Now this end right here, I don't want real big, my loop end. So I want to just kind of guide this line down. And there we go. Tie my tag in. Now the reason I use this is because I can tie several of these things if I want to. And then if I'm out and I get hooked up somewhere and lose my line, then you know, all I have to do is just reach in my tackle box and pull one out. Now this, for a snell knot, this is nothing more than just a ink pen tube. You know, we've all got these ink pens sitting around that's either empty or half empty. And this is what really is going to help make tying a snell knot very, very easily. It's good to keep these in your tackle box. Now to tie the snell knot, what you want to do is you want to come in from this side of the eyelet. In other words, where the hook part is right here. You want to come in from that side that's facing the hook part. So we'll bring it in from there and pull you off, oh, I guess about 10 inches. Now I'm going to turn it around here because I'm right-handed. Then you take your ink pen tube and you want to pinch the line and ink pen tube up here at the top, and you take your tag in that you just pulled through your eyelet and you want to go around it about 7 to 8 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Now hold your fingers on that wrap. Keep it from coming unwrapped. Then you want to take your tag in that you pulled out and run it right down that tube from the back side, back up where your eyelet was. See how it comes out the other side? Keep your fingers on the part that's wrapped around the tube, because you want to keep that straight, and just slide the tube out like so. Now then, while you're holding your fingers on it, you want to just start cinching it from each side. Pull it down there good and tight. Slide this up toward the end. Give you a nice strong pull on it. Pull both sides good and tight. Leave you anywhere about 1/8 of an inch tag in on it when you snip it off. Now, can you see that snell knot right there? I want to tell you, it is strong, and it was simple to do by the use of this little tube right here. It makes all the difference in the world with that little tube. You can get you several of these things. You can go to the hardware store and find you something, whatever, just as long as it's plastic and it's a little rigid and it works great. So if I wanted to, I can make up several of these things like this. And I could have these in my tackle box at any time. I could switch over. Also, if you wanted to, you could put you a little quick change on here and have you different hooks to go after one fish, another fish, whatever you find yourself having to do. It's very easy to do. Now, if I want to tie this to my swivel, I just take that circle, that little loop, and I pass it right through the loop at the end of my swivel, like so. Pull that through. Take my hook. Run it right through there. Tighten down, make sure that you get it over that knot, that loop. Pull it good and tight. There you go. Simple as that. And it makes for very strong. You get hold of a big catfish right there, you play with your drag and all that, and you'll be able to land them. So anyway, I hope this helped you out. I also hope that it really showed you how to make it easier to tie a snail knot on a catfish line, and I mean to tell you, it is there to stay. It doesn't have a whole lot of knots and things like that in it to pinch and make you lose a catfish. Guys, thanks for watching. Give me a big thumbs up if you like it, and you're welcome to share it. Also, be sure and smash that bell icon for more updates, and subscribe too. Look forward to any comments that you might have. I'm sure there's a lot of them on different techniques and all that. Not saying that I'm the absolute best on this, but hey, this works for me, and keep fishing. Thanks for watching.